How you guys doing? Chris Ignato here, and thanks for stopping by my channel, where I aim to ignite that spark in people to connect with others by spreading the magic and wonder of the planet we call home. So Heather has come up with a great idea to do an interview video and ask me some questions so you viewers can understand me a bit better. Hi Heather.
Hi Chris.
So this is Heather, my girlfriend, and she's got some questions for me.
Okay, my first question is, what kind of habitat do you enjoy visiting most, and what kind of things do you find there?
I gotta say, one of the habitats I really enjoyed the most was camping a couple of times in North Carolina at Merchant Mill Pond in the Great Dismal Swamp Serpentine Pine Barrens. Really amazing habitat because you've got those cypress trees growing right through the swamp water, covered in Spanish moss and stuff. And there was just reptiles and amphibians everywhere. Lots of insects and things. And the stars at night were in the thousands, if not millions. There were so many, it looks like you could just scoop them out of the sky and hold them. That was really cool. Everywhere you looked was adventure.
Mm-hmm. Now, where exactly is this in North Carolina?
I don't know.
Oh.
Northern North Carolina, I think?
Okay.
I don't know. That was a good question.
Do you have a favorite animal or class of animals?
That's a really hard one. That's a question I'm always afraid of being asked because my students ask me that all the time. Mm-hmm. I love salamanders a lot, but I gotta say it's probably insects and invertebrates because you don't really have to go far to find them. Mm-hmm. And there's so much diversity in them. It's really cool. And, you know, when I was a kid, my mom used to go, I'd go shopping with my mother, but after a while I'm like, okay, I want to get out of the store. So I go out and sit by the doors, and there would be like planters and stuff, and I would just stare into them, and there's ants and other insects walking about, and they just won me over. I used to imagine I was really small, walking through this giant jungle as an explorer, and seeing these ants and things on their scale. I just fell in love. Mm-hmm. And I have to admit, whenever we hit the beach or something and I find crabs and stuff, I just want to take them home. Mm-hmm. I love invertebrates and I love insects. Never cease to amaze me.
So my next question is, what kind of things upset you? It could be personal or relating to nature.
Well, there are a bunch of things that do upset me, unfortunately. I mean, I can't stand litter. Mm-hmm. I can't stand habitat destruction and loss of environment. We have urban progress going on all over the place. I check out a habitat, I go there a year later and it's gone. They're getting rid of, the parks near me are getting rid of transitional areas and forests and planting grass, which is just like a parking lot for wildlife. It's just, there's nothing there, except for worms. But I guess I'd say what really upsets me the most of anything is when people don't try to save the planet or help their fellow human beings. I mean, kindness and compassion are free and they don't take any effort. You can do something nice every single day. I love people, and our planet, this world's not going to get any better unless we put forth the effort to try. Mm-hmm. I think not seeing the spark in people or trying to make a difference, that's what really, really upsets me the most.
Yeah. I think a lot of people just go through life on autopilot and don't like to notice things around them.
Yeah, and that might be defensive. Mm-hmm. It might be a conditioned response, and I don't hold that against people. But there's always room for kindness.
True. Can you tell me about a favorite prank or funny story?
A favorite prank? Well, the one that comes to mind right away, my favorite one, I gotta say, is this one time at work when I was, working in the village, the Lenape village. We had a day when we were sharing bead making with the public. And my boss, Marge, brought a big bucket of beads for us to dig through and use, as well as make our own out of clay and, bones and wood and stuff like that. I found this little bead that looked like an iridescent raspberry, basically. And so I went looking around and I found these little raspberry plants where the buds were chewed off by deer. And I actually stuck the bead right on the end of one of those, and it looked completely convincing. It looked like this berry growing. So I had this friend that I was mentoring at the time about wild, edible, and medicinal plants. And I showed her, as well as the rest of the group, this berry that I said was the rare glisten berry. And it was really convincing. She fell for it. In fact, I filmed the whole thing. It's an awesome video. And I guess I'll put the link right over here. You got to check out the video. I had a blast. It was really funny.
Did anyone want to eat it?
No, they were saying it looks very beautiful, but they were concerned that it was toxic because it looks so pretty and iridescent. But when my friend had plucked it off the plant, she was commenting on how firm this berry was. So the rest you got to see.
That's cool. If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you choose?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Where would I choose if I could go anywhere in the world? That's one that changes every season. I mean, I plan to get to New Zealand one day. I plan to hit Africa, South America, but I would love to go out west and check out like a desert type of environment that still has a lot of foliage and stuff and a lot of variety of wildlife, because I've never seen an environment like that and I really want to check that out. But Costa Rica would probably be really cool.
Yeah.
Madagascar would be awesome. But in all honesty, what I really love about checking out new environments or any environment is having you with me.
Aw, that's sweet.
No joke. I really have a good time when Heather's with me, and she's my lucky charm. I almost always find something new and exciting when me and Heather go exploring, and that's a lot of fun, especially having her with me. We both get excited and share the moment together, and it's heaven.
Yeah, this is fun. We found a lot of birds together. For the first time, I found mergansers. We saw Chris found a muskrat.
Yeah.
We saw a mink.
Yeah, and all this is recent. So, we don't get out a whole lot. We don't get to go really far, but even when we get out in places that are local, we see new things when we're together.
Yeah, we even found this bald eagle nest close by, so every time we drive by, we get to look and pull over and look with the binoculars, so that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's awesome, actually.
So I was wondering, what made you start a YouTube channel, and when did that start?
Well, some of you know, my wife had passed away in 2010, and that just knocked me through a loop. That was really rough. And so I started camping even more frequently and hitting the wild places more and stuff, but I got to the point where I started sinking in my rut and spending more time in my bedroom and just getting really sad and depressed. So I thought at one point, you know what, if I start a YouTube video, because I love YouTube anyways, if I start a YouTube channel, maybe that would force me to get out more and be a bit more proactive on days where I just wanted to stay home and be upset. And, my message about really connecting with people and showing them the magic and wonder that's right beneath our noses in our own backyards is something I really want to spread across the world, because if that spreads organically and people start to see that adventure, they're going to want to share it with others. And when people start sharing their passion with people, they start to connect and see each other as other living beings, and their hearts connect, and that means more to me than anything. So that's really a big reason why I started my channel.
Okay. So I have one more question for you. What would your viewers be surprised to learn about you?
Oh man, there's probably a few things. I guess really is probably the fact that I have like pretty much daily panic attacks and PTSD, and I struggle with it all the time. It gets to a point where I get nauseous and I get really afraid to go out in public and talk with people and stuff like that. So I have to do my best to hide that and overcome it. Overcome the PTSD and just pretend it's not going on, at least until I get back into my private quarters. But yeah, I struggle with daily anxiety and panic, and it's really hard at times.
Yeah.
That might surprise some people.
Yeah, I was surprised to learn that about you.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
You cope well.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's all my questions for right now. I thought it would be a good idea if you viewers have any questions, you could submit them and I can ask them for you on a later video.
That's an awesome idea. So viewers, please, don't forget to submit your questions and Heather will ask them to me, and that'll be a lot of fun. I'd love to see what you guys have to ask. So is that it?
That's it for now.
Okay, well, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Now please, if you liked the video, hit like and subscribe to see more videos, but you gotta click the bell icon or else YouTube will never let you know when new videos come out. It's a YouTube thing. So, and remember, passion inspires spirit. Chris Ignato, signing out. I hope the wind's not too much.
You happy with that?
Yeah, I think that was pretty good. Thanks a lot. This is fun. You know, I don't know if it is for you, but it's fun for me. I just really hope that the